So I've just now realized that there's a plant on the desk here all this
I'm
time.
going to see how far back I can go here.
To see where the plant. There's been a plant here the whole time. And this isn't like this is the goof plant, right? For planting goofs.
Yeah,
Like you
you
just
can't
order
screw
it.
it
It
up,
comes in a
man.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle would order one of those. I'm like, what is going on here? Why do you have
I can't
this?
see it at this angle.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cut off. I think this plant is new. Like I've never seen that before.
It's definitely not new.
Yeah.
See, okay, so this is March 24th. There it is.
It's all this time. Why do you have a plant? What did you like think
There.
one day I'm going to get a plant, or did someone give you one? Like, where did this come from to get a plant?
Many moons ago, Nathan was talking about getting a tiny little plant at his desk. It's like,
Okay.
no, I should get a plant at my desk.
And you
Spruce up the office a
and
little.
you executed on
Yeah,
getting a
so I
plant?
went and got a plant. So now I've had a plant for at least 6 months there that you didn't even notice until
Gosh.
today.
Yeah, that's a little bit shocking to me.
Yeah, I have a plant.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I never thought about getting a plant before. Ever
I
in
hadn't
my
either.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm a couple years older than
Interesting.
you.
So
we'll be there.
we're at our normal suggested 2 p.m.-ish time. Welcome, everybody, from wherever you are in the world. I'm feeling a little feisty today, so you better watch out. I've got all kinds of stuff to talk about, I think, but I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see how it goes. Might be having some rants.
Oh, and I made a note here. I gotta remind you about your new your fashion plan
Oh.
that you got. You want to speak on that first?
You're going to love it. Yeah, you want to add some context to this here?
So I went over there to find you and bring you here so we could start somewhat close to on time.
I was organizing,
You were organizing
snap-on
tools.
screwdrivers.
Oh, they
yeah.
were snap-on. Oh, sorry, Drew, I lied. So yeah, he was organizing screwdrivers.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about a couple things, and then you said something about you have a new.
Oh, we were talking about pant sizes. You said
Yeah.
38. I said, you're not fitting in a 38.
Yeah, because you said
Uh-oh.
you were.
Uh-oh, what's going on
It's
here?
back. That little green.
What is going on here?
I don't know. But yeah, you said you were going to. You're going to have a new. How did you put it? You have a
I
new.
said I'm gonna have I have a new style
Yeah, new
because
style.
because you know, but I mean I'm
Switching
gonna,
things
and
up.
you're like, I'll take all your shorts. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't. I mean,
Well, you said you're going to pants/jeans. That's
oh
the
yeah,
only
yeah,
indication.
yeah. So
you gave
so
me, I
hear
don't
me
know.
out. So here's
Okay,
my
this
new
should be
plan.
good.
Right.
It's just an excuse to buy pants.
So I'm getting fit, right?
Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm getting fitter. Been eating properly, feel great, sleeping great. Still can't drive anywhere, so apparently it's not working. But I'm getting, I show up to the gym every day. Been doing riding the mountain bike at least once a week.
Okay.
Been doing just going above and beyond, and then eating. Trying to not eating any chips, none of the C's.
Okay.
Cookie, cake, crackers, chips, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Candy, all the stuff I love and I would rather survive on. Pasta, all that kind of delicious stuff. So the other day I was watching a video. Somehow I ended up watching Goldberg, the wrestler,
Yeah.
getting a chiropractic adjustment. And the guy's using a sledgehammer and like an anvil type of thing. So it's like hammering or something like that. And then that video automatically went into a video of Matt from Demolition Ranch, who's a big YouTuber. It's bunker branding. He has 11 million subscribers, where they just go out in the field and shoot guns and blow up stuff. It's pretty. I never really watched the channel, other than maybe just clicked on a video once in a while ever. And it is jeans on. I'm like, man, I could get down with that style. It's that Texas style,
Right. So this is not Goldberg. This is the guy after Goldberg.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then I came up with my new style is going to be called Rolex Real Man. Right? So I'm going to start wearing a watch.
Okay.
Right, which I didn't wear one today because I haven't quite executed on this style.
Okay.
And he had these sweet weathered boots, like real man boots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like leather real man, not cowboy boots, but actually look up the chiropractor guy. So do Demolition Ranch chiropractor, and I'll show you the style here. That one there, yeah.
that doesn't look
Dr. Bo. Yeah. And then So I found those pants. Don't ask me how. So I'm like zooming in on the dude's rear end trying to get those.
Not your first time.
They're from a company called Cinch.
Okay. Cinch jeans.
Correct. And so, I'm going to be jacked. So it's T-shirt, jeans.
Okay.
A nice like Origin, like a Jocko Willink Origin belt, like a really nice belt. And I started shopping. Apparently, now I'm becoming an expert in like the Pacific Northwest and like Spokane, Washington, and that's where like all like the real leather boots are made.
Okay.
So the company's called JK Boots. I think I'm going to get some of those, but then you got to break them in. See, look at that style. That's what I need. And so Rolex Real Man is the Matt Mormon style that I'm headed towards.
Gotcha. So T-shirt, jeans, nice belt, nice boots.
Yeah, and a watch.
A watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll even get an Apple Watch as well. I'm gonna start that style. I'm gonna be sweating my nuts off here in Florida. It's so freaking hot. But for the winter, that's gonna be my winter style.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'm gonna work my way down to, instead of XL T-shirts, large T-shirts, real tight. Real tight shirts. But I gotta lose a bunch of weight before I can do that. So that's my style plan. What do you think about that? Is that a good move?
Well, I would say it's an improvement. The bar is low. I'm with you. I'm not big into the fashion, so I'm no expert.
So when I'm doing a wash and talk, I'm gonna have some Real Man, steel toes on.
Oh.
And some boot cut, specific jeans.
Okay.
And then a nice Obsessed Garage T-shirt with an OG hat, and some sort of watch, on, and that's gonna be my new style.
Yeah, we have a couple questions about the watch here, and we'll get to that later. And Yoshi, thank you, Yoshi. Realize that's a lovely snake plant. Thanks, Yoshi. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, snake plant. Oh, man. This should be good. All right. Flex BMW wants to know, do you know if we'll be restocking G-Technic panel wipe in 5-liter? On the store, it just says sold out with no option for RYS.
I don't know we ever had a 5-liter.
I guess we did.
The 5-liters are so difficult because half the time they arrive broken, and shipping them is, costs a fortune.
Yeah.
I don't remember us ever having a 5.
Yeah, we did apparently.
5-liter. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking 5-gallon.
Okay.
But yeah, we should. I don't know why.
We'll follow up on that. Thanks
there.
for
Yeah,
asking.
definitely. We should have that. I was thinking 5-gallon.
Let's see. AFH wants to know. See, here's talking about the Rolex. Did OG hit the lottery? Matt bought a Rolex, and Mike bought a GT3 RS. If I buy a Rolex, something's wrong. AFH.
I've been shopping for 6 months now, and I finally I found one that was still stickered. And found it on the cheap. I was hoping I could just wear it and not have anybody know about it, but apparently that
they
didn't
noticed.
happen.
A Kermit Submariner. Does that sound right? Is that what you got?
No, it's not. Well, I guess some people call it a Kermit. It's a Starbucks, so it's the new. It's a 2022 version of the blackface green dial. Kermit would have been, in like 2010 or so, or 2000. What is Kermit? There's a flat 4 Kermit. And there's a regular Kermit. But that has a lighter green. The new one has a more modern looking green. And I don't know, just kind of testing it out to see if I would wear a watch.
Yeah, and Euro Garage says congrats on the Rolex Starbucks / Kermit. Did you get it through an authorized dealer or go gray market secondhand? If gray market, what was your process for discerning credible reselling?
No, I bought it from Chrono 24 that I've been monitoring for a while, and then I bought it from a. I guess it was a dealer in, so it's probably a gray market dealer in San Antonio. Is who I got it from. He's a secondhand. I don't think he's a Rolex dealer. Getting it through dealers, and I don't want to buy like Rolex dates and all these junk ones in order to start to get, to be able to get an allocation.
Is it like Porsche? You got to get on the list.
Oh yeah. It's the same. It's just like Porsche. And so I bought it. I've been watching the prices on, and so this one was unworn, brand new papers. So it has the date card, has the box, original papers. It was still stickered, so it still had all the, all the sticker stuff from factory, and so what I had to pay, like I forget what the MSRP on that watch is. Probably 4 over MSRP, and a lot of them are selling somewhere in the 6 to 8,000 over MSRP. 9,000 over is sort of the average, I think. And so I was able to get a reasonable price on it, and so I bought it just to see if I was interested in it. And I'll keep the box and papers. I'm going to wear the watch or watches if I do get some of them. But I talked about it on Inside the Hex about what I was considering doing with alternative assets and stuff like that. So,
yeah, Sean Rodriguez wants to know, when are we going to get watch cleaning stuff in the store? Have you gone down that rabbit hole yet? Is there a proper procedure and all that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would need to clean it with. I'm pretty clean.
Living Life says, happy Friday, Matt and Chris. Just wanted to shout out to Matt for growing strong with getting in shape. If I'm not doing it, I'm glad someone else is. That's pretty good, Living Life.
Yeah, I'm a solid what would you say, about 2 months into like real deal work. My body's hanging on them. 238. Now I started taking creatine, so that I'm probably 10 pounds lighter if I wasn't on that, but I think it's better to just take this slow and be, I'm properly vitamining, supplementing, that kind of thing, and I feel really good. I'm on 100% carnivore at the moment, so and I feel good. Like I feel flat energy. My joints don't hurt. My back I tweaked it this week, but other than that, I feel pretty darn good.
Let's see. Kevin wants to know, any chance if we could get blank press-all labels or maybe even a printer template to create our own based on the product we commonly use?
Yeah, maybe someday. We're still trying to get them to frickin' stick, So, yeah, so I have a call into them because I have some frickin' that douchebag in the UK now is selling them to people in the US. He's gonna get frickin' shut down. The guy who, the Yum Cars, who copies everything I do, and I've always been nice about it. And I finally just told him a while back, like, look, I know you want my approval here, but I don't approve of you copying every word that I've ever said. I'm a pretty odd dude, and to have somebody using my words is ridiculous. And then now his genius plan is to come and sell the press-all bottles that I frickin' taught him about, that he shouldn't even be selling, into the U.S., which I have an exclusive in the market. So he's going to get him frickin' self shut down. So I have a call to get that done. I'm coming to the UK to take it all. So frickin' losers. I try to be nice, and now forget that.
Detailing Garage wants to know if you have a G13 polisher you need to sell from like an open box perspective.
Yeah, I probably will sell mine, but I need it for another 6 months or so while we're building packages and talking about it.
All right, Dominic has a question here. What's the perfect car? Then there's lots of letters. RWB/RAUH Welt de Griff.
That's a horrible car.
Porsche?
Stupid car.
Before the GT3 RS? That's a no. Right.
Yeah.
I read all those letters for nothing.
RWB is dumb. If you want one of those, the car handles terribly. It ruins cutting the fenders. I just don't. I don't have any interest in those at all. It's terrible.
Southern Motoring Solutions says, thanks for adding a product to my wish list that I didn't know I needed. The Waterstone 5100. Fancy,
you guys watched the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing is freaking. It's called the Water Wheel.
Mm.
Yeah, they apparently. I'm a little off. So when you look at the pricing, I just have the catalog pricing. The good news for them is that they're $5,000 to $8,000, but their list price is $13,000 in the catalog. And I don't know, they're playing the same Snap-on game. I'm going to talk to them about that. I'm actually flying out to Murrieta, California, on Tuesday next week. I'm going to shoot some videos with them, and we're going to talk about some of their new products, some new design stuff. I'm really, really interested in it. I mean, this stuff is like, I think a lot of it's forged, so it's the aluminum's cut out of a solid block of aluminum, and the real world pricing is quite a bit less than what the I guess list price in the catalog is. I didn't realize that. Well, that's good news for us, in that it's still the Pagani of faucets, but it's a little bit more attainable than I thought.
Yo Kenny R says, I wish you would consider getting the new M2. I'm thinking of buying one. I would love to see how you would set it up. Exhaust, wheels, tires, lowering springs, etc.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing it, I just can't. It's too fat. You know, it's just not interesting to me.
JR wants to know, hey, Matt, did you see Aaron's Audio Corner on the Dine Audio Special speakers? He liked them.
I don't know who that is. I don't know that I've ever seen that. You may be talking about Heritage Specials or Special 40s. They're both discontinued, so you can't buy those anymore. I think, I did watch some of that guy. That's funny. I was watching him on something else not too long ago. I think he was demoing. That's funny. Just the other day, he was testing in-wall speakers. Interesting.
Thanks, JR.
I'll check that out.
Let's see. When will the new foam cannon be ready for sale? I think it's in the process. Right now we have a video coming out where you go over the new foam cannon. I think that's next week.
Yeah, and then we have inventory of the PF22. I think we have it at a discount. That's because they have it on the wrong focus on the lens.
Gotcha. I'll go push a button in a second. But yeah, the PF22 disconnect kit is on sale, on clearance. Clearance, not sale. Along with the PF22.
Got it. And then Rusty's working on a one for the Griot's foam cannon as
Correct.
well.
We sent him the...
It's a lot of work because we got to retake 1 billion photos with the new foam cannon.
Let's see here. Matt, what is the digital remote / Bluetooth grilling thermometer that you use in Helen? Saw it in a video a while back.
Yeah, it's from a company called Meter, MEATR. I don't really like it. I went back to the regular thermometer. It just has it seems to be too problematic. It eats through batteries. And the other problem I run into is it'll get too hot at times. So I don't mind. I think it's worth having, but it's a lot of money. It's $300 and something. So I don't know that I would highly recommend it. Let me fix this autofocus.
All right, let's see. We'll get to all the comments where people are saying nice things about me. Matt hates salad. No plants on the table. That's pretty good. Yeah. No lettuce over the table.
Just hope it doesn't hunt. Because they have the Sigma lens on here. That's why. Just keep an eye on it.
Gotcha. All right, so there I said all the nice things people were saying about you. I want to hear your opinion, Matt. This is from Detailing Garage on these brands: Craftsman, Tecton, Gear Wrench. What is your best beginner brand for tools?
Yeah, I think it's gonna hunt now. Shoot, we gotta not use that Sigma lens. That's the problem with why you're getting that showing up on the screen. It shouldn't. I don't know why it's showing that through the cam link though.
Beginner tools, beginner brand.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a great resource for that. I think pretty much all tools get the job done. Harbor Freight tools. I think if I were choosing, I'd probably say Tecton is probably the best that I've seen fit finish wise in the entry level.
Nicholas wants to know, what are the OG spec bath towels and sheets?
This is from Troy Reed. Credit the source. Front Gate. So you want Front Gate bath towels, not bath sheets. So it's the Front Gate Hotel Collection. And you've got to wash them about 6 times before they start to get good. So they take quite a bit of washes. I washed them 3 times before using them, but even then, maybe it's even closer to 10 times, before they really break in and do well. And you want the bath towel. The bath sheet is taller than you. It's too big. It's one load of laundry for one towel. It's just too massive.
Much.
But the regular bath towel is a oversized large towel. They're really good.
Let's see, bath towel, bath sheet.
Correct. So you want bath towel, not bath sheet, and then the hand towels are great too. And then their floor mats are great too. The bath mats or whatever you want to call it. All of them are pretty good.
Let's see. What about the Griot's foam cannon makes it superior to the MTM? Well, we have a video coming out on that soon.
Yeah, I mean, I was holding on to hope that MTM would do something, The Griot's bottle is a thicker, more solid material. Of course, it has the wide mouth. I don't think the wide mouth is that big of a selling point to me, but it is a little nicer to deal with. The balance of it's a little better. One of the really nice things about it is all the internals, so all the way from the end of the tube up into the the neck of the foam can. It's all stainless. They have a stainless screw on the adjustment knob. I really like the adjustment knob more on the MTM. I just don't like that kind of ribbed version that Griot's has. But Griot's also gives you the option to do some metering, so you could run straight soap in there and have instead of diluted soap. So there's just a bunch of things that make it a little bit better version of a foam can. And so it just added some innovation to a pretty simple system. The all stainless design, the better bottle, the better neck, the fact that they just thought through some stuff is a better experience overall. Not life changing, probably not worth you punting your MTM for the Griot's. But if you're buying from scratch, then I think that I would choose that.
Mondo 1310 wants to know: do we have an ICS update? I don't know the latest.
Yeah, I don't know. They're taking their frickin' sweet old time. That's apparent. But that's the European way. We don't know. We got to take it easy. Don't go too fast. You want to take it slow.
They're on holiday today.
Right. On holiday more often than not.
Anthony says, hey guys, I got an Ego 580 and was wondering, does Matt and everyone else just use the turbo button all the time?
I do, yeah. Yep.
Let's see. D. Ryan wants to know, what would be my next level up from an entry polisher in the store?
Step up would be, I think, a Rupes LHR 15, right? So you go Rupes LHR 15, and then the XFE 12 from Flex would be the step up, and then the final step would be to go, battery powered, because then you're picking up quite a bit of cost in the batteries when you go to Mirka and you go to the the Milwaukee. So I think your progression is like Griot's level. Then I would start at Griot's. That's what I was saying in my video. I was talking about that. My recommendation is we start at Griot's and work our way up from there. A lot of people will start with some Chinese knockoff junk, or back in the old days we'd start at Porter Cable. But you start. The nice thing is you can entry level start at long throw DA dual action, and then kind of work your way up from there. The Rupes machine is actually a little bit harder to work with, a little bit harder to master because the pad stalling. You could always do a washer on it, put a washer in. Go to Kevin Brown, go to buffdaddy.com and get yourself a washer. You could make one yourself if you wanted to. There's plenty of videos to show you how to do that. If you have some sort of grinder or wheel that you can grind down make a flat spot on the washer. I prefer to just oil the backing plate. You get proper cooling. The way they design the backing plate is so that it vents, like Venturi's, air up through the pad. Keeps your pads cooler. If you don't washer mod it, supposedly that's what Rupes says. And then from there you go battery powered.
Super chat here from Improved Garage, $20 US. The Mirka, how are we pronouncing it?
Yeah, Mirka.
The Mirka is awesome. I can't wait for them to be in the store. Here's a 20 for discovering it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We got another delay, by the way.
I know. So, yeah, he called me, but I didn't answer. I'm like, just how about you call me when they show up?
Mid-September, I think.
The good one is no one really has it.
Let's see. Our buddy Cameron up in Baltimore says, hello from CJC Detailing Baltimore. Since you're always palming hundos, did Chris get a hundo palm for his birthday, as well as a happy birthday?
Chris is a grown-up. No,
enjoy the
weekend. He can have his own birthday, take care of himself on his birthday. I'm not doing that. I don't want anybody messing with me on my birthday. Leave me alone. After you get past the age of like 11, 12 maybe, even before that, I think Ryan was done with birthdays at like 9. Once you get past the age of 10, let's say, let's be fair. let's shut her down here. You know.
CKP says, Matt, what do you think of Sonex wheel cleaner, where you spray it, turns the iron particles red, and just wash it off?
Yeah, no, you can't do that, and then you just end up with some, dirty wheels that don't have iron on it. Sonex Full Effect was really, really popular back in, say, like 2000, probably 2010, 11. It really took off. That was largely due to Phil at Detailer's Domain making it popular. And basically, it's just a wheel cleaner with sodium thioglycolate, which is an iron removing chemical, or iron breaking down chemical. And the problem with Sonex Full Effect is that it has like virtually no lubrication, and it's not a spray on, spray off thing. It's not something you can just spray it on and rinse it off. Your wheels are still going to have surface dirt on it. And I find that, especially if your wheels are coated, you don't have a lot of iron buildup. So I don't want to be, spraying iron remover and have to smell that stank every time I wash my wheels. And plus, again, the iron removing sodium thioglycolate makes it so that it's not as it doesn't foam very well and doesn't lubricate very well. So I've never been a huge fan. I used it for several years just because I thought this is what you're supposed to use. But if you're interested in a iron removing wheel cleaner, I think Nexet ColorTech is better because it will foam up a little bit, has a little bit better lubrication. But again, I don't think you need the iron remover in the wheel cleaner.
Let's see. Rogue Papa says you should just get some Ariat boots and you'll be all set.
Yeah, maybe.
Found you one with the American flag on it right there.
Yeah, that's going to be me right there, dude.
Or the scary skull-looking thing.
Yeah, and you can have a knife sheath.
Ooh.
I'm going to have a knife sheath on the side. I'll forget about it and get arrested at the airport. It's going to be good. Look at that. Look at that style right there. That's got my name written all over it. That's just, Ariat X Chimeo. Yeah.
Chimeo, yeah.
That's me.
Interesting.
Going to be.
I have a pair of boots I've had for 20 years. I've worn them like 4 times, I think.
You'll watch some of the RK. Was it RK boots, I think? Or JK.
JK boots.
Go watch some of the videos of the construction. It's insane. It's like $400 for a pair of boots, but like the process they have to go through to it's all by hand, and there's people that have expertise in certain areas of the sewing and the gluing and the milling. It's just pretty incredible.
Our buddy Brad out west says Nick's, Frank's, and White's boots are made here. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. White's, Nick's. I found those. Okay. JK.
Just gotta look into Frank's here.
I hadn't seen Frank's. Yeah.
Dan Giustino.
All PNW, Pacific Northwest.
Real men are made.
Yeah.
And so MX304 and Jeffrey McNall says I can't wait for the OG flannels. MX304 said I would be down for some OG flannels, maybe for the next giveaway.
I don't think I'm gonna go that path. Yeah.
Hi guys, Goldberg built a cool garage. He's putting in a wash bay. Check it out.
Yeah, I saw it. We were supposed to be. I guess Sonic was in the running to do to the cabinets there, and maybe they didn't give him a good enough deal. The garage is pretty terrible. It has hex light, terrible lighting in it. The cabinets are kind of interesting, kind of fits his style, but it's those I forget what cabinet manufacturer it is, but I've seen them at SEMA, where it's like an old vintage style, kind of weathered style, really, really heavy duty cabinets. But if I had been involved in it, it would have been, it could have been really freaking great. I like the exterior style of it. I like the doors. But so I was supposed to be getting involved, but all you have to do is look at it. If it has hex lights, that means they don't know anything. Yeah. But everything's sponsored, everything's probably free, and so then you kind of get what you get when you're doing it for free. That's my whole thing, is that like people would say, Matt, you should go and do stuff with so-and-so, and they'll be willing to make sacrifice. I'm not willing to do that. That's why I like Adam LZ so much, because I can say, look, let's just do this right. And if some companies will kick in some stuff for us to promote, that's fine. But, let's not just take whatever speakers or whatever lights or whatever like junk. I mean, I want to do freaking water stone, faucets in the thing. And so I'm not doing it. And that's where we were going to kind of do entry level cabinets, but it was just too entry for me. It wouldn't be fun.
Got a super chat here from Yoshi, $19.99 US. I had a brilliant idea. Matt can ride around everywhere on a horse in this new outfit. If or when he passes out riding around, the horse can just take him home. No crashing involved.
Then I'll fall off and break my spine.
Then Anthony wants to know how would Matt detail the horse?
Yeah.
You can still clean it with the foam cannon.
I'm not saying I'd never be in the horse path, but I'm thinking probably not. But I don't know, man. I could see myself. I just got to get rich. We gotta make something I can sell. Like big, like sell for like $80 million or $100 million or something. What could we come up with that I can do that with? And then everything else can just be fun. I don't have to stress out anymore. I get me a ranch and go, blow up some stuff and ride some horses. That could be kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I need.
Oh, we have a joke now in the chat. Do you want to hear the joke about horses?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Zealous Motorsport Detailing says, will you guys be taking advantage of that new opportunity with Rupes? I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
Clue us in, because we don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't offered any opportunities, so it must not be for me.
Let's see. Any thoughts of creating or procuring a tip or tool that can be added to the end of the pressure washer gun to shoot water in reverse to wash out exhaust tips? Water in reverse to wash out.
I'm trying to think of what he's talking about. Oh, so maybe I don't know what the heck. Why don't you just
like you put something on the end of your gun and stick it up the exhaust tip and it blows it back towards you? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Never thought about it. I just shove it up in there and blow it out.
Hope it doesn't go too far.
I don't know. I never really thought of that. Maybe that's not a bad idea.
Let's see. Chris Lindsay says the one RWB that I drove was a 930 turbo. It was scary as hell to drive. Insane turbo lag, and the car hopped all over the road.
I'm sure. Yeah, that car is already pretty gnarly to drive, and then you just choose to put some giant wheels on the back, and it kind of guarantee it. The car handles it, throws it completely off.
Let's see. Spencer wants to know, what's the best sedan, 2020 or newer, in your opinion? Preferably all-wheel drive, an M5, M3, M340i, E63.
I think an M5. If you can handle the size, I think the current M5 is pretty freaking sweet.
Kevin says, I found a local authorized G-Technic installer. Think I'm going to opt for CSU. Is it worth the extra $150 to top that with XOV5, or just leave it as CSU?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. I mean, you'll get another year or so out of it. It'll help with hydrophobics as well. And especially if you're not, like, if you're paying somebody to do it, then you're not super astute when it comes to that. It'll help with longevity and contamination and stuff like that. It'll be easier to maintain, easier to wash. So I'd pay the money for sure.
Rogue Papa says, if Matt's going to be rocking jeans and boots, he needs to be strapped in all his videos. OG Tactical.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
You got a knife in one boot and a gun in the other, just in case.
Yep.
Lady Lake is such an insurrection down here.
Dangerous place, yeah.
Mikey wants to know, have you tried the MJJC foam cannons?
No, I refuse. That's a IP theft company. I don't care if it's the best thing ever. I'm not doing it.
Steven, here's a good one for you from Steven Kulkasi. Walk us through a breakfast through dinner routine being 100% carnivore.
So I wake up and I'm taking athletic greens, and then I'm taking my supplement regimen. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see. So in the morning I'm taking zinc, vitamin D, multivitamin. So Garden of Life vitamin D, Garden of Life multivitamin, Momentous zinc. It's like zinc pica. We looked this up last time. Picolamate or something like that. Picolinite or something. It's a helps deliver, I think, the zinc. I take Fedosia agresti and Tonget Ali. I'm taking 5 milligrams of creatine in and then 5 grams of creatine, 5 grams of L-glutamine in a Progenics shake. So two scoops of shake, whatever, Sustain or what, I forget which one I'm taking, or More Muscle or something like that. There's another. I am taking Alpha GPC, I believe, as well. So that's all the supplement stuff. Oh, and then omega-3 fish oil. So it's like a whole palm full of stuff I gotta swallow. So I'll drink the shake with the stuff, so that's not a whole food. That's not like real food. And then I'm gonna have Athletic Greens. Just choke that down. And so that's my supplementation in the morning. And what I've been doing, because working out, I like to. It's just way easier than cooking anything. So I'll eat 2 to 4 hard-boiled eggs. Put a little salt on them because I'm going straight to the gym. Right. So I wake up at 7-ish. Get to the gym by 8-ish. 8:30, 8:25-ish, something like that. And so I found that I like it better because I've done a lot of intermittent fasting lately, the last couple of years, and so I prefer to eat a couple of eggs. And I don't like full fasted. It's just I don't know, it doesn't work for me. Then I eat 4 times as much whenever I have the eating window. Then at lunch, I'm eating like a charcuterie board of I have like a little thing of like egg salad that I'm eating. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe like half a cup of egg salad. I have there's these little meat sticks from Chomps. I have one of those. Have like a couple of pieces of cheese, maybe a little pepperoni or something like that. So just like a little smorgasbord of, like meats.
Meats and cheeses.
Yeah, a little bit of cheese, but mostly meat. Then at dinner, like last night, I had 3 pieces of brisket. I did put some barbecue sauce on them, which I'm sure had some sugar in it, but not a lot. And that's it. So that calorie content rise is somewhere around 22,000 calories, 2,200 calories, something like that. Tonight, I'm probably going to have a steak, so I'll probably make a ribeye. But I've been kind of sticking with that plan. Last night I was jonesing for something, so I had a glass of milk, whole milk, and a glass of whole milk and like a tablespoon of peanut butter, which is not carnivore, but and I had some sunflower seeds, maybe like a quarter cup of sunflower seeds or something like that, but. That's what it looks like, and if I really wanted to start losing weight, I would eat less, and just eat a darn steak every day. But I'm working out pretty hard, so I think what I'm doing is going to work. I feel really good. I'm not like super hungry all the time. I feel like my energy is pretty stable. I don't have that 3 p.m. I want to go sleep, so that's good.
Alpine Austin wants to know if we have an OG knife update. I don't. Bryce, maybe if he's listening, can chime in and let us know the latest there. Walt says, appreciate your recent video on Griot's Polisher. I looked in further on the Polisher build, and it's put together greatly. While looking through some reviews, I even saw an older interview of Matt on a detailing channel called Hawk Pro, where he had a strong opinion on MacShine. Lots of people compare the Griot's G15 to the MacShine M15 or even MacShine Rotary.
Yeah, MacShine is a theft company. It's a Chinese, they go to SEMA and they put the Chinese agents and they go around and they have little scanners and they scan tools and they steal them. Why would you stop supporting that? We've gone over this a bunch of times, but if you're a detailer, this is your job, this is your profession, or if you're like me, you're a big enthusiast on it, why would you want to support that? They just steal everything and they make it worse. I mean, they're so stupid that they even take the scale, the Rupes power scale, and they just copy it, and it's always blurry or kind of half crooked. It's just, yeah, you want to stay away from that stuff. I'm telling you, I'm going to continue to harp on that from now to the end of time. I have no problem with with international innovation. I mean, shoot, most of the stuff I own is not made in the U.S. I really don't care much about. In fact, a lot of the U.S. stuff is jank. What do we say? U.S. American jank is what we get in a lot of things that are made here. I just want it to be good, and in a perfect world, they'd be the best. And so, you can't be supporting, theft of companies that are really, working hard and invested a lot of time and energy to help support us.
Anthony's going back to a little rant you had last week about vegetables being a scam. He says, for the record, on vegetables, some produce bitterness and stuff like capsaicin, which is spicy, to be less appealing.
You said scam. I didn't say scam. I just said I don't think we're all genetically predisposed to be wolfing down broccoli. Right. I think there's got to be something different that some people like it, and there's a natural, your body's telling you something.
Well, he says it produces bitterness and stuff like that to be less appealing to bugs. Cooking breaks down some of that to make it tastier.
Oh, it makes it taste worse to me. I actually would much prefer regular raw broccoli over cooked. Gross. And I hate that too. But yeah.
AT wants to know if you have any pros and cons for XOV5.
There really aren't any cons. It's easier to install. Seems to work really well. The water behavior is great. I don't know about longevity, but I'd assume it'd be fine. Con is you got to do it. You got to do the work. You got to do all the prep work, polish work, the base CSL or CSU layer in order to put it down. So it does take quite a bit of time. It's great on trim as well. Great on glass. So that's the major con, is all the prep work and time you got to do to make it worthwhile. You can't just slap it on and hope it's going to work. You got to do all the work beforehand.
BH agrees with you. He says, I hate birthdays too. Just forget it. Punt them as far as I'm concerned.
It's not that I hate it. It's just we're grown-ups here. I can understand, you get your whatever you do, you have your glass of bourbon or whatever on your birthday, cheers to me kind of thing, but to have like a frickin' birthday celebration and party. It was the whole reason why I took my birth date off of Facebook. I just hate that superficial. I don't know. I shouldn't. I'd be much nicer, and the world would be a much easier place to navigate. But I just hate formalities like that. Like, hey man, how's the weather? How's the day treating you? Like, why can't we just skip that? If I got something to say, then let's say it. Hey, that shirt you're wearing looks stupid. You should get a different one.
Or by the way, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My gift to Matt every year is I don't tell anybody it's his birthday. That's my birthday gift.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Today's Tommy's birthday, by the way, so happy birthday, Tommy. John Walters agrees with you as well. The meter is a POS. Maybe the Plus is better, but the regular one literally won't work over 3 feet. Do you have the Plus? I would imagine you got the Plus.
Yeah, but still, you have to keep your phone right there. I find that I end up melting them, because I want to leave it in the steak while I'm cooking the darn thing, and then if it gets above a certain temperature, it freaks out, and then it doesn't work and blows it up. But yeah, it's okay. It's a great design. I love the fact that you can kind of set it and forget it, but set it in the steak and then watch your phone, but.
Alex Saucedo says, hey, Matt, I know you've talked about your choice for washer and dryer, but have you talked about other appliances you prefer? Not sure if I've missed it in another video.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with the Wolf Sub-Zero combination. I'm sure that if you're a professional chef, there's probably better, for options out there. The one brand we're going to do in Adam LZ's house that I'm really interested in spending some more time with is Folger Milano. I saw them at the IBIS show, the International Builders Show, not last year, the year before, and I've wanted to do some stuff with their products. I did get a Folger Milano dishwasher. It's not very good, so I wonder how the range is going to do. So we're going to test that out. In the fridge world, there's quite a bunch of options there, but they also have a fridge option supposed to be pretty good. True refrigeration's amazing, but True is now it's like $50,000 to get a fridge, so it's no longer practical. They've had ridiculous prices run away from them in the marketplace. In the in the more modern looking, I don't think you can go wrong with German Miele. The Miele stuff is amazing. I don't like the style. I don't like how it looks. It never really fits with, like Michelle and I want to build like a modern French country, sort of like a hybrid French country farmhouse style. And so, a Wolf Sub-Zero makes, much more sense there. Even, possibly some sort of Folger Milano version. In the ice making and refrigerator, under cabinet refrigerator stuff, Perlick makes amazing stuff. Zip Hydrotap, look into that, which is kind of neat. I really liked having one of those. I'd like to get another one of those again. The Bosch probably makes I think it's pretty conventional wisdom that Bosch or Miele would make the best dishwasher. So some of it comes down to style. I don't think you can go wrong with anything from Thermador, DCS. It's great. And so there's a lot of great brands. I've never been a huge fan of Viking. I think they've kind of gotten their quality control under control. For many years they had quite a bit of problems. The other like I think like if you get like a Wolf dishwasher, I think Asco makes that for them, or at least they modeled it after the Asco dishwasher. So those are nice too. I've had one of those before. So I think you choose your style. If you're going modern, Miele. If you're going more traditional or transitional or something like that, I think you do Wolf, Sub-Zero, True. Maybe look into Folger Milano. Folger Milano is more mid-tier, not high-end. So it does, kind of have some interest in some of their stuff.
Let's see. Jack Hay says Asco and Miele dishwashers are nice.
Yeah.
Heard of Asco?
Yeah, Asco's good. Asco was the main complement that for Wolf Sub-Zero. So I've had an Asco dishwasher before, and then I had a Wolf's dishwasher before. Both good.
Jeffrey Hutchins says Viberg boots seem more Matty spec, made in Canada and expensive. So they have these fancier boots. I can't find the.
Yeah, I'm not looking for like Metro boots.
Yeah.
This is Rolex Real Man, not Rolex Dork Dad.
No shoelaces on your boots. You don't want that.
I don't know. I mean,
you don't know?
I think you kind of some of them you have to have them.
Let's see.
Yeah, that looks a little too.
Get that with your satchel for your birthday.
Like if I arm wrestle a guy wearing those, I'd break his arm in half. One of those kind of things. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think. Yeah.
They don't have my size. I'm out of luck.
Those do look kind of nice. Maybe he's right.
Mm.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, thanks, Jeffrey. Let's see. Oh, Obsessed Mobile Detailing says, shameless plug to Koshimi. They now have a mobile truck with all their products here in Columbia, South Carolina. It's like the Snap-on truck.
Yeah, that's always been a Andrew thing. He loves to do the wrap on a car, drive around kind of thing. He likes that door-to-door kind of marketing style as well as, online.
Cars with JR sent us a super chat for $10 US. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, no.
On a serious note, thanks for the great content.
Cheese on your pizza. Maybe pepperoni. Leave all that other stuff out. You freaking putting salad and nonsense and barbecue sauce and barbecue chicken. It's freaking gross.
That sounds good.
I hate all of that. Just give me some freaking pizza with cheese. Maybe if you're getting crazy, do like a pesto sauce or a white sauce. That's kind of cool. But generally speaking, yeah, don't be a that's a normie move there. Like pineapple on ham on your pizza. That's like somebody who's going to drive like a Camry for the rest of their life, for sure.
Ted, he didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Just it's okay.
Ted doesn't have a Camry as an Accord.
No, but Ted doesn't have it. He likes the Hawaiian pizza. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, that's gross.
Let's see. MX304 says Matt needs to connect with Demo Ranch to do some work on the resort that he bought.
Yeah, I could see myself being buddies with that guy. Maybe we should have him do our probably mess it up though, but have him do our apparel.
Addison Jordan says, "Hey Matt, I have an F350. How many pads should I get to polish it?"
I think you're gonna want 10 of each. at least. It would be nice to have a dozen of each because it's a lot of paint.
It's a big truck. And he's just getting started polishing. Should I save up for Mirka and Milwaukee? Are they that good?
It's the way to go. We'll see what Rupes does on the 5-inch front. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, and I think, even if something else came out in the future, it'd be hard to beat those two. I mean, you have 15 millimeter Milwaukee. If you're always polishing a truck, probably maybe do the 21. But yeah, that and the Mirka. If you're a professional, the Mirka can't be the only machine because it's not ergonomic. It doesn't have a trigger lock, so you're still going to want like a traditional 3-inch. But it is pretty remarkable.
John Bartlett wants to know, where/how did Matt figure out which vitamins and supplements to take?
So I have been listening to Peter Attia a lot and Andrew Huberman as well. Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist at Stanford School of Neuroscience. I was just looking for something, just give me an idea where to start. I'm going to try it out. And so if you Google, there's a video on Andrew Huberman's podcast. It's about 2.5 hours long. Where he goes through like just a base regimen. I'm sure he takes more stuff like collagen and things like that. But I think it's that one. Developing a rational approach to supplementation for health and performance from the Huberman Lab podcast. I watched that about 3 times while I was formulating my plan. If you want, shoot me an email. I'll send you what I put together. I posted it in the Facebook group, but I can send you. I still have it. I made like an Apple note that I refer back to, and I'm feeling great. I tried to do some blood work and they denied my things. I didn't do it right. I guess I didn't do enough. What happened is it was taking too long to get the darn blood out, and so I think it just kind of clotted on the thing and then wouldn't bleed over into the rest of the graft that it needed to. But yeah, I feel great. I'd say it's probably going to be about $180 a month. So it's not like $1 zillion. And so then Momentous is there's 2 companies I think that he refers people to. I've been buying from Momentous. Seems legit. Hopefully I'm not eating some flour pills or something crazy, but seems like a pretty solid chemistry lab, or a lab that's making the stuff. And out of Utah, where all the it's not a multi-level marketing firm, but that's where all the pills are made out there in Utah because of all the MLM stuff. And it's I'm telling you, I feel freaking great. I'm sleeping great. That combination of, so at night I'm taking theanine, L-carnitine, magnesium. Let's see, what else is there? Inositol, apigenin, and then I take my Deplin, which is a folic acid supplement, and then sleep great. I didn't really have problems sleeping before. I can't wait to get my cold plunge. And then once I get cold plunging under control and done, and then I'll start to work on my sauna. I need to get a sauna.
Let's see. Jeff Gill wants to know, what's your go-to water spot remover for large truck mirrors?
I usually use Meguiar's wheel acid, which is a little dicier, diluted 4-to-1. Remember, the water spot remover isn't going to remove the water spot. Almost never. And so you put the water spot remover on. Actually, the DIY Detail has the best video on how to do this. That you wipe the water spot remover on, you let it sit for 3, 4, 5 minutes, you wipe it off, and then you polish. The key is with water spot removal is to attack the mineral, and polishing isn't necessarily the best way to do that. And a water spot remover generally isn't going to remove the whole bit of, once it breaks down the chemical, it'll still kind of leave the etching left over in your clear coat. But if you try to polish and you heat it up too much, you'll swallow up, essentially, the swelling of the paint will swallow up the mineral, and then it'll come back once it settles again. The other thing you may need to do, if you need to resort to it, you may need to heat the panel. So do the chemical removing Optimum's MDR, DIY Detail has one. Everybody has a water spot remover. They're all pretty much the same thing. So I would probably buy the CarPro stuff, or use wheel acid, and you spray it on there, kind of wipe it on, watch it, don't let it dry. Once it's 2-3 minutes, wipe it off. Maybe do that a few times. You'll be able to see some of the mineral content go away, and then you would polish afterward. And that should take it out, like, most of the time. Unless you got something really nasty, then it gets dicey. Then you got to get a frickin' thermometer out, start heating the panel up. You need to try to restore the conditions that created the water spot. Jason Rose told me that one time. Try to replicate the conditions that created the water spot in the first place. The problem is oftentimes you don't know. The ones that I had on my E92 M3, I knew exactly what happened, and so I'd wash the car with the hard water here, and then I, just got sidetracked, and I came out and they dried, and it was it was like 100 degrees out or 95 degrees out, and just freaking melted my paint with the horrible spots.
Dylan wants to know, do you have any thoughts on the Milwaukee Forged line?
It's just their new version of the batteries, they call it. So I don't think it's worth replacing your old batteries, but that's just the new version of the battery pack that they're calling Forge. So you always want the latest and greatest battery from them if you have the choice. But again, I don't think it's worth throwing it away, your old batteries.
Let's see. Tiger Biter Hater says, I'm still heartbroken that I didn't win the 911 GT3. Any updates from the guy who did?
No,
we haven't heard from him.
I love it. I don't want to hear from you. The car's gone, dead to me.
Sander, checking in from Belgium. Would I have any issues with any of the threads if I would purchase the Ultimate Sprayer/Wand upgrade kit, as all fittings are NPT, whilst my pressure washer might use BSP since it's an EU model?
Yeah, you might. You might need to use some sort of adapter. Like BSPT, you can usually tighten down an NPT type fitting onto that if you tape it really well. But BSPP, the parallel threads, then it ain't gonna work generally. I'm pretty sure that's the combination that can kind of work together. But chances are, most pressure washers will have an M22 1.5 type outlet, and that's pretty universal. So as long as you can get it into the gun, then everything else will be fine.
Vinny wants to know, he says he's in the market to replace his Shark home vacuum. What do you recommend?
Sebo. S-E-B-O. Miele doesn't make an upright anymore. If you're going to go canister vac, then do a Miele, but Sebo vacs are the best.
Let's see. This is from Matt Radford. Do you have a jack stand recommendation for us poors that can't afford a lift? Just need a short-term solution to be able to safely work under my E92.
I've told this story before. My preference is to buy, cheap Rhino ramps and then jack the car up and put it on the darn Rhino ramp. So put the tires on the Rhino ramp if you're doing something underneath. The problem is if you're doing brakes and stuff like that, that doesn't work. So I had always done one wheel at a time, and which is problematic if you're going to be bleeding brakes and stuff. But otherwise, I think you just go to Harbor Freight and buy some Pittsburgh versions. People were telling me that the jack point stuff is no longer any good, and plus that wouldn't be budget friendly.
Let's see. Josh Allen says, I like my Bosch dishwasher, but it beeps way too much when it's done. Cove is the Sub-Zero/Wolf sister brand.
Right. So the Cove, that's right. Cove came about when, when I brought my first set of Wolf Sub-Zero stuff probably 10 years ago, I got an ASCO dishwasher. That was the complement. So they had a sort of a partnership or whatever with ASCO. And then they made the Cove line, which is their own version, which I actually really liked. I thought it was great.
Let's see. Spencer, Super Chat, $4.99 US. Matt, do you or have you watched Hell's Kitchen and looked to Gordon Ramsay for cooking inspiration?
No. I don't know why I don't really get into cooking shows.
It used to be Sam the Cooking Guy. You still keep
I watched him a little bit, but no. I'm trying to avoid food. Food as a hobby, and just be food for performance. I've been doing that. I've been doing a good job with that.
Let's see. Chazmac says, do you like any company that customizes Porsches? Singer, Gunter Works, Tech Art, Gimbala.
Not really. The only one I like is Roof, that makes them sort of bespoke. The roof interests me, but the others just, I don't know, it's just not my bag.
Dan Pfeiffer, our buddy up north in Minnesota, says ASCO, Wolf, and Sub-Zero are all distributed by the same company.
Yep.
JJMM says pineapples are for babies.
Mm-hmm. I like regular pineapples. Just
not on the pizza?
No, not cooked. Okay. I remember my parents, they get so mad when I was a kid. They put pineapples on the ham. You take some delicious ham. You put freaking pineapples all over and cherries. It's gross. Like, what are you doing? You're messing up the flavor. It's just terrible.
Oh,
I don't like cooked fruit. So I don't like any kind of cooked.
Not like peach cobbler?
No. Ugh. What is wrong with you? It's terrible. Oh. How can you like the blueberry pie, cherry? As soon as you get that slop, because it all comes from a can, it's gross. The only thing I can sometimes get down with, if you have tons of like a really thick crust, would be apple. But even then, like, not a huge fan.
Like vanilla ice cream on top?
No.
Oh man,
vanilla ice cream on the side. Eat things in proper, distribution. I'm gonna eat all the ice cream, then eat all the pie.
Okay. Don't combine them.
No. God, no. Maybe you put whipped cream on. That's fine, but
oh man,
no. It's like then some idiots like eat pie with cheese. Like, what's that? They talk about that on Heartland. I don't know what they're talking about.
It's a Canada thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Matt, continuing the appliance discussion. I'm building a new house.
Yep.
I have a limited budget for appliances. GE Profile for fridge, microwave, and oven for now, or THER?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, or maybe think about KitchenAid. Those would be the two competitors.
Jack wants to know, any other watches other than Rolex catch your eye?
Not really.
What do you have? You have an Omega?
Yeah. But now, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. Omega, I haven't been liking any of those. It's really only Submariners that I like. I'm a simple guy. I don't like Breitling. I don't really like Patek. I don't like I don't like any of them. Just like the boring, maybe two colors in a Submariner. That's about it. The Daytona's okay. I might, the GMT Master, like the Root Beater or the Pepsi or maybe or the Batman, the Batwoman. You know about all these?
No, this is like a
foreign language to you.
Yeah, it's a model like based on the color they say.
Yeah. Like Pepsi has like a red and blue face or dial. I don't know. So I'm gonna kind of play with those. First, I'm gonna figure out if I want to wear one of them. Then I might sell that and just go back to Dork Dad Matt style instead of Real Man Rolex style.
D. Ryan says, so if you already have Milwaukee batteries, would it be better to go with Milwaukee over the Rupes polisher?
Yeah. Because then it's only $300. I think so for sure.
Jack Hay says, do you reverse sear your steaks? Have you tried using a sous vide?
I much prefer searing up front. So I sear first. I've done it all except for sous vide. Sous vide grosses me out. I know it gives you a more even whatever. I just don't like it. So I like to sear on the grill, and I like to turn the grill all the way down, and I feel like that crust you get from cooking it on the grill. I was doing a lot of oven cooking. I just don't like it when you oven cook because it's more evenly cooked, and then you go and you sear it. It just, I don't know, it never looks quite right to me. So I kind of like the charring I get from sear both sides and sear the edges, and then throw it over on the side of the grill. Usually, if you're cooking a ribeye, by the end of it, like the fat is starting to burn off and it starts to flame up. And right when you get to about 125 degrees, pull it off, let it sit for 10 minutes, go. The other thing I stopped doing was don't put oil on your steak first. Just do salt and pepper. The earlier you can do salt and pepper, and the more you can let it sit on the plate, better. So if it's like 2 hours beforehand, salt it, pepper it, let it sit there for 2 hours. You know, that'll make it. I find that then you get a better crust on the thing. But I'm no frickin' expert.
23 Do the Do says, "Hey Matt, there's super glue on my LVP flooring. I've tried APC, soap and water, Goo Off, Goo Be Gone, and Geontar. Nothing will remove it. What do you suggest?"
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not coming off. You got to be careful because you do something too aggressive, you're gonna maybe try 3M adhesive removal. It comes in an aerosol can. That generally is not going to damage anything. I wouldn't use Ulex on it just to be safe. So I would try that.
Frank L says you might like Thorn for supplements too.
Yeah, that's the other brand that Huberman suggests, and Momentus seems to be doing okay. I set myself up on a because some of you need to buy a bottle every month, some every 2 months, some every 3 months. So I kind of set myself on an automatic, and you save a bunch of money doing that.
He says, also, while you wait for cold plunge, you might want to consider trying full body cryotherapy. Only takes a couple minutes, and you don't have to get wet. You done that before?
See, I don't think that really does anything. You know, the whole point of the cold plunge is the taking your breath away, the adrenaline that it releases or whatever. I just don't think you'd get that in the weird cryotherapy thing.
Jack Hay says, cold plunge is awesome. Not sure if you caught John Hennessy on Joe Rogan, but it had huge results on his ADHD after he got off Ritalin.
Yep.
Tom Coyne says, been rewatching the Model 3 series as I just picked up a Performance.
Nice.
Were there any other companies or parts you had your eye on that didn't make it onto your car?
Not really. I mean, Unplugged, and then, what's the guys in Canada?
Mountain something.
Yeah, Mountain Pass Performance. They got you pretty well covered.
Let's see. This is from Obsessed Mobile Detailing. Are there any of the giveaway seat covers left for purchase? Yes, there are. I just looked it up.
We need to get those suckers in the store for sure. I'm using them every single day. It's amazing. Lewis, really knocked that out of the park. They're freaking awesome. We're using it in the Rivian every time we go to the gym or the Raptor. It's great.
All right, Obsessed Mobile Detailing. I'm going to put it in the chat here. But yeah, those are there. Let's see. What's your thoughts on Rupes Uno Pure? I'm looking for jeweling polish to follow up perfect finish. That's from Patrick.
Yeah, I haven't. I've only used it once. I haven't really done a lot of work with it, so I don't know. But I think it's probably going to be decent. Pure versus one. You don't want one because one leaves a wax or a sealant behind.
JJMM says, Matt, I emailed support, asked about the dimensions for your future water softener solution. Can you provide a little information about how much space I should allow to accommodate the unit?
I think it's like 38 inches, so I think you're going to want like 40, but we don't know yet. We're still fabricating that stuff.
Let's see. He says the unit with one filter so far is about 10 inches deep by 10 inches wide by 43 inches high. If you had a second unit, it would just go right next to it, changing it from 10 inches wide to 20 inches wide. That's what they said. Well,
there you go. Then they know better than I did. They walked into the room and measured it.
I
thought it was 38, but yeah. So the other thing we got to figure out is how you're going to get the filters out then. So we're going to put an angle bracket in. I've got a lot of testing conversations on resin and on high flow RO and stuff coming. So I've got a bunch of stuff coming that I'm going to be testing out here soon.
Alex says his Sebo X7 is great. Way better quality than my Dyson V10.
Oh, yeah. That Dyson stuff is more, I'm sure in the beginning, was like, state of the art, but it's become so big and mainstream and, probably cheapened that I would say Dyson is a well-built, highly marketed product in general, but it's certainly not going to perform at the level of a big ugly Sebo or ugly upright Miele that that had like real chops.
Patrick wants to know: is the Helen open house still happening?
Yes,
September 30th, I believe, is what
we're
aiming for.
Yep.
Let's see. Ooh, this is bad.
Uh-oh.
Josh Allen, going back to your weird food stuff. How about this? Hot applesauce on pork. You ever had that?
No. No. I wouldn't even eat hot applesauce. It's gross. I want cold applesauce. Real chilled applesauce.
Jack says you better enjoy some cobbler and pie with your new ranch swag.
Nope, I'm not doing it. I want some French silk, like chocolate processed, delicious pie. That's what I like. Reese's peanut butter cup pie. That's where it's at.
Our buddy David up in Alabama wants to know, Matt, how do you feel about food on your plate touching?
I prefer it not, especially if there's any kind of runniness to it. I don't like that at all. Like mac and cheese, or like
some cream corn.
God, no, I never eat that. That's gross. Or
gravy.
No, I don't eat
falling
gravy.
Off your mashed potatoes, getting into your something else.
No gravy on the mashed potatoes. You have butter on your mashed potatoes. Like if sweet potatoes touched your like stuffing, no. You have to you have to spread it out. Okay. I'd get another plate. I always get in trouble for that. I have like 4 plates. I'll wash them. I'm going to use 4 plates. All right.
Oh man, That's good stuff. Let's see. Sportcat 2020. I must be missing something because I'm part of the Inside the Hex Facebook group and never see any of these posts that Matt talks about on there. Is it a different group? The one with the supplements was in the main group because I just looked that up and found that.
Yeah, that was in the main group.
Yeah,
but Inside the Hex is a separate Facebook group.
JJMM gave us a super chat, his first super chat ever for $10 US.
Nice.
Thank you. Let's see. Sam Taylor says 3 years ago I purchased your Karcher pressure washer solution and it is still running strong.
Yeah.
I'll have to upgrade those soon as the business continues to evolve.
And the good news is that most of the stuff you have, you change the tips and you're good to go. All the other stuff will work.
MX304 says acetone will get super glue off.
There you go. That's smart.
Brad Hone, love my seat covers and need one in all my cars.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is to not get sucked into having seat covers. Like Chris would just leave the seat covers on 24/7, right?
Right now, go check it out.
Is it on there?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh my gosh! Have you washed any of them yet?
Oh yeah, I wash it once a week.
Okay. Okay.
It makes my whole car smell good.
Oh my gosh! What am I dealing with here?
This is for the man who wants 4 plates every Thanksgiving. Keep his food separate. We're different that way.
You just pile it on like it'll all go into the same place.
Exactly.
You got one of those people. That's gross.
Potatoes on top of everything.
You probably eat cranberry sauce, don't you?
I don't know. I'm not a big cranberry sauce.
It comes out of the can.
Yeah,
it's got the ribs from the can. Grandma cuts it up.
That, yeah.
Who is eating that? Why does that even exist? And if that touched my stuffing, I would vomit.
I wouldn't have a problem eating it, but I don't choose it.
No, God, no. No, and I eat 3 things at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Sweet potatoes, stuffing, mashed potatoes.
No proteins in there? Turkey?
Maybe like a half a slice of turkey. I always have high hopes and it always tastes terrible. Even the darn fried turkey always tastes terrible. I need to figure out something. I need like a smoked turkey
steaks
or something.
Just do your steaks Thanksgiving.
I don't want to pay for all the steaks for all those people. I'm going $80, $60 a piece. I'm not doing that.
Josh Allen, see, this comment was throwing me off, and now I know. Josh Allen says the OG seat cover fits perfectly in the door pocket of the Rivian. Why would you put it there? Just leave it on your seat, Josh Allen.
Forever.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Andrew says, I finally got the electrical done for the new vac setup. Holy cow, you weren't kidding. This thing is awesome.
I told you, people. The thing is legit. You need to stop what you're doing. There's 225 people. Right now, go to obsessedgarage.com website, put the on-wall with Cox hose reel solution in your cart. I would do black hose reel so it matches and looks super slick. Just buy it right now. I'd run an extension cord like over the hood of my car so that I can have that thing if I had to. It's so freaking good. Just do it. Do it right now. I'll pause. We'll wait.
We'll wait.
We'll wait for you.
We'll give you a second. All right, now we're back. Epiphany detailing. This sounds like something you would never do. I saw someone on YouTube make a chest freezer into a cold plunge tub. Just do that till yours comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the opposite of the OG way.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen says, to be clear, I'm not a fan of the applesauce on pork. I was traumatized by my parents serving that.
What is wrong with that?
I 100% agree. There shouldn't be food touching, and my family hassles me about it all the time.
Yeah, no.
Just come to Matt's for Thanksgiving. You'll fit right in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, real question: when you do the outside exhaust on the vacuum, is it very loud outside?
Nope.
No, it's not.
And I'm telling you, it's unless you have like a real simple wall to go through, it's a waste of time. It's not worth it to put a hole in the wall. It makes very little sound difference because that muffler's pretty darn good. The only advantage is it pushes the hot air out. You can just kind of hear the air huffing, but it's pretty quiet.
Let's see. Nate says, Matt, you've discussed replacing your original Cobra Jet hose in your garage.
Yeah.
I'm ready to palm $100 or $2 for it when you decide to change it. Have a good Labor Day.
Got it.
Let's see. Mikey says, do you know if the active shotgun has G-style thread since the fitting is flush with the gun?
Active shotgun, no, I don't believe so. I think it probably has... I don't know if they're doing parallel threads or if they just did a shorter, like... I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I gave up on that thing pretty early on. I just thought it looked goofy.
All right, so you mentioned the towels that you like from Frontgate. What bed sheets do you recommend? Also from Frontgate?
Let's see. Yes. And I also got a set. Now, they're a little too big, and I don't think you can get them anywhere, but it was Paul something or other. Paul, he wouldn't even come up. It's really obscure. So it was a follower who sent me in the direction. It's like, I can't remember what it was. I think they sold out of them.
Right,
that's
there,
definitely not it.
Paul Frank.
Is that your login to Chrome or mine?
Yours.
Oh, you're in mine. All right, go to bookmarks, other bookmarks. Scroll down to the bottom, and then look at the house. Isn't there a house file? The house plans file. Yep, up, and then. I don't know if I want to tell people about this because
they'll buy all of them.
Maybe it'll come up in the search automatically. Type in Paul. Here, that's not, yeah. I don't remember. It was pretty incredible. It's like this hotel in New York, upstate New York somewhere. And the guy turned me on to it, said, you might want to check these out. They're pretty nice.
I remember that email from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember the name of that company, though.
It's like a Paul something French, like Saverny or some like French last name or something.
Let's see. Obsessed Mobile Detailing appropriately asks, have you or Kyle ever considered getting into designing mobile detail setups? There's a big market.
No. I mean, forgive me, you guys don't have any money. So, designing mobile setups for detailers is not really a good long-term business strategy. It's just not, I'd have to get into financing things for people, and it wouldn't be good.
All right, this next question should be good. I think you're going to enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is what you were talking about earlier. Attention to Detail Auto Spa says, I actually saw on the Dirty Garage, I wasn't buying, just looking through an email, press all bottles with labels.
Yeah, that'll be shut down here by Monday. Right. So that's nonsense.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up, Attention to Detail.
It's nonsense.
Let's see. Scott Taylor says, greetings, gents. I'm looking at decorating my house soon. Which paint would you recommend for walls, ceilings, and woodwork? Keep up the good work.
I mean, Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, I think I would gravitate toward, depending on which is closer. I like Benjamin Moore a little bit more. I think you want to stay away in both Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore from the high-end stuff they call, like, in Sherwin-Williams, I think you want to do like cashmere or do a super paint. In Benjamin Moore, I like the Ben line, so not going up to like their whatever they call their highest end version, because it always has a sheen to it. And I want flat on my walls and generally semi-gloss on my trim, like wood trim and doors and stuff like that. And so in Sherwin-Williams, you do Pro Classic on the trim, and Benjamin Moore, you just do Ben on everything.
Improved Garage has a $5 super chat here. You mentioned Jack Point a few times. Have you checked out the AGM Jack Rod stand? It accomplishes the same thing and is really stout.
No, I hadn't seen that.
We'll look that up here in a second.
I don't think I've ever come across those. We'll have to look that up. I think I might know what he's talking about, but I'm not sure.
All right, I'm not going to show you this one.
Oh.
Jeremy Mason says, I'm a northerner living in the South.
Okay.
I have an argument every Thanksgiving with my in-laws on stuffing versus dressing.
Yeah, it's stuffing, dorks. Yeah.
He says, for the record, dressing is wrong.
Yeah, their dressing is it's cornmeal. You buy it in a bag. And you just dump some chicken broth on it.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's all runny. No. I couldn't believe it. I went to Michelle's parents. I'm like, what is this? It's yellow. It's soupy. Gross. Terrible.
All right, let's see.
We'll do a Mormon stuffing. I think we have an Inside the Hex me making it.
I think so.
Yeah.
If you go back a year or two.
Yeah.
Obed says, does anybody know how I go about detailing my car for the first time with a rear quarter panel having a dent that goes past the paint? It's smaller than a penny.
I mean, you could just still detail like normal. The dent would be no different than like if you had a contour or something to the paint and then you get the dent pulled later. Just know that if you go to a dent guy and if they have to do a glue pull, they're going to polish off your coating. So in a perfect world, you would want to go have the dent pulled first and then detail the thing, because otherwise you're going to have to redo that panel. Yeah, I've never seen that Jack Rod thing.
Jack Rod, AGM products.
How the heck does that work? Interesting. How do you get it off the jack? Oh, the jack rod. I see what he's saying. The rod locks the jack so that in case there was a failure. I see what he's saying. Yeah. Interesting.
Let's see. Ooh, you'll love this one too here.
Okay.
North Bay Corvette Association.
Okay. Yeah.
Says, hi, OG team. Smiley face. North Bay Corvette Club Association from San Rafael, California.
Oh.
Will there be any more content on Corvette C7?
There will never be. No. You don't want me to do that. I've already made enough enemies and turned enough people off. I need to just pretend that Corvettes are great and never say anything about them again. Sorry to all you C8 guys the last couple of weeks. It's been not good. I still like you. I question your judgment, but I still like you. Makes my Porsche look better. There's less of them.
James Strother says it's McKillians, not McMillions. McMillans? I don't even remember what he's talking about. Dude.
Oh, McKillians is another goof knockoff crap. Making garbage stuff. Like we don't need another pressure washer gun, unless it's going to be like $12 or something like that. The SGS 28 or the SG 28 without a swivel. We don't. This is what I was talking about with Active. Unless you're going to make a better or equivalent version of an SGS 28 for like $35, then don't even waste your time. So McGillicuddy's is going to make this making a bunch of knockoff garbage, and people love it. They think that. Again, it's people out there looking for some like super secret system, some secret thing. That's just an off-the-shelf Chinese piece of junk, and then he's going and modeling his own version off of a knockoff piece of junk off a Chinese catalog order item straight from Alibaba. And that gun is $44. You could spend $20 more, $25 more, and get like one of the best guns ever made, which is the MTM gun. All these dorks making reviews and all that crap. Half of those are fake, I guarantee it. But why would you buy that? It makes no sense. It's terrible. It's the same as the Dushin gun. I mean, Dushin isn't the name. I'm not a Mattyism here. It's the same as the Amazon junk, the MJCC, all this stuff, all this knockoff crap. And so you got a guy that's knocking off everything, saying, buying Alibaba Chinese crap and then hawking it to you. It's just he's another new version of a of maybe he's more authentic than Scott, but the Dallas Auto paint correction, he just finally gave up. He just went away. But the guy was lying to all of you. We all knew it, but very few of you did. The guy had been detailing for like 6 months, he's living on the couch of Darren Priest, Detail Fetish, living on the couch. And all of a sudden he moves to Dallas, and he's been detailing in Dallas for 20 years and, teaching everybody about, here's the secrets of the industry and use Purple Power for everything. But he didn't know anything. It's just, and then selling a bunch of junk and screwing everybody over, behind the scenes. And, Samit kind of got duped by that a little bit and, kind of got stuck. And now you see he's disappeared. I think there's still a Dallas Auto Paint Correction detailing group, where I'm sure I'm enemy number one. But like the guy, this like the typical shyster, and you can say what you want about me, but I've been, as authentic as they come. And so this reminds me of that same kind of nonsense where he's out pitching this, there's a better way to do it for less money kind of thing. There isn't. Active 2.0 figures. You're welcome, McGillicuddies. You're welcome for that one. Yeah.
They're sold out, though. They must be really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Snow Foam Cannon. Straight out Alibaba catalog. It's the same as everything else, but he's selling you, there's a better way to do it for less money. It's the same thing. No, it's not. That's $38 for that junk. Why wouldn't you buy, like, the real thing for $70? Like, what are you doing here? Go get that's a knockoff of a Gilmore Foam Master. Just go buy the Foam Master for $10 more on Amazon. Why? And then people are like, well, have you seen the McGillicuddies? It's a real interesting. No, it's not. You just are terrible at shopping for things. Like the worst. If you can't see that, just stick with me. I'm going to take you to the promised land. You should never buy anything ever again. I did that with a guy. He sent me a picture. So his garage had a Draft Tools hose reel, a Draft Tools pressure washer. He had the MTM Aqualine, which is the only MTM gun that isn't any good. He had what else did he have? Oh, he had like MJCC, like had knockoff foam cannon. So it was a picture. It was really well done. He had epoxy floors, and he sent me an email saying, "Look, I just watched your video. I think I've been led astray." And so I said, I just laid it. I said, "Look, don't buy anything ever again. Here's my cell phone number. Call me right now." And he did. And so he said, "Man, I felt like crap." I said, "Look, I was being kind of, half funny, but it's the truth, man. You're just you need an intervention here. I need to help you buy stuff because you just aren't doing it right. Let me help you out here." I wonder if he ever paid the bill.
You remember his name? First name?
I don't remember. I'm terrible at that.
I'll find it.
I'll remember model numbers, but not anybody's name. So stop. I will tell you if it's good. I'll tell you. That's straight off of Alibaba.
This is McKillian's or McKillen's? I don't know how to say it.
It's Budget Buster Ben. It's going to show you how to do it for less. Yeah, you can do it for less, but it's just going to suck. You suck. It's a microcosm of you sucking at life forever. How about just do it right and pay a little bit more? Matt, you're just screwing everybody. And why is it 5% off? Why don't you just sell it for 5% less all the time?
I'm going to sign you up for the email list.
That's so dumb. He's going to be so excited I'm talking about this. Yeah, that guy, he's only ripping people off selling this expensive stuff. No, I don't have wraps on my car, and I'm not selling knockoff junk. Now, you don't understand. The Uberflex hose is just as good as what you're selling. No, it's not.
Ooh, Adirondack chair.
No, that's not an Adirondack chair. That's plastic. How about throw that chair away and get a real one? And why would you do that with an electric pressure washer? That's going to take him a half an hour to do that. Oh, yeah, this gun. Look at our gun does real good with this 15-degree nozzle on it. Get out of here. It's so stupid.
This is fun.
You know what I'll do? I'm going to go get my $2,800 Dirt Killer Krenzla and I will freaking blast a hole in that chair, or wash that chair in about 4 seconds. Because that's what you do if you're going to clean stuff. Don't buy a freaking electric pressure washer. Stop this dream. This is, again, where you suck at shopping for stuff. Electric pressure washers are not for cleaning houses. And if you're doing it, you're wasting your life. You need to get a gas one. I'd rather have you go get like a Ryobi gas one. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're watching a video on his Instagram.
First of all, you don't need a 0 degree, a 15 degree, or a 25 degree nozzle. You don't need any of those. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah.
Detailers Unite says another item absolutely no one needs or wants. Is that your?
This is what I'm dealing with. At least that bracket is innovating a little bit there. That's kind of cool.
All right, a couple more here, then we'll call it a day. Chris, this is from Harley 17. Obviously, a very wise, outstanding gentleman. Chris, I love your fill-in quiet comments. Thank you, Harley. You're the best. Neil White says, hey, Matt, what are your thoughts on house exterior paint colors? I'm trying to figure out if I should go with a lighter color or darker color. Will dark or lighter fade over time?
I don't think so. I mean, I've had both dark color, like remember the brown house? I think if you do a high-quality paint, like a Sherwin-Williams exterior or something like that, I think you'll be fine. It just depends on the style of your house, and what'll look better. I've always had really good success with asking Laurel, what color should we paint this darn thing? And usually an interior designer can really help you do that if you're not so good at doing that kind of thing.
Obsessed Mobile Detailing disagrees with you slightly. Your Dallas paint correction people hating you the most. Said, I think your biggest group of haters is the I'm Josh V guy. His response video to your draft video had so many comments hating on you.
Well, he's copied everything I've done. Only did it on the cheap side. I get the sense that he's probably pretty nice, so I should probably be nicer to him. I'm going to meet him someday. He's probably a nice dude. And he has some chops. It seems like he details for a living. I just don't like the being sold out. You shouldn't sell out your soul to Chinese nonsense when you're making a living in a particular area of, you want to support the companies that support you. Don't take the money. Don't take the free stuff from the shady companies. And if you don't know who the shady companies are, then you probably shouldn't be the one making content. Or at least people shouldn't be paying attention to that. But it has a lot more. He'll probably pass us up. I mean, it has a lot more broad appeal because he's talking about things that are everybody wants. Everybody wants the cheap, great thing. It just doesn't freaking exist. It doesn't. So I'm sorry, but you don't get both. I know you want it. And then you want to justify that, this knockoff foam can is just as good. No, it's not. It's just not. Stop lying to yourself. The Harbor Freight chair is the same as the Viper chair. No, it's not. Now, we get diminishing returns here when we have a low-produced, not a mass-produced thing, made in the U.S. Companies make that choice. And, it's one of those things that you have to, I think there's a certain level of integrity required, I think, for that I think should be required for you to to be public and producing. I guess you don't have to, but you actually have more broad appeal when you pander to what people want. I don't do that. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not going to pander to what people want. You got to help people. Maybe I'd do better if I was a little nicer about it, but I think you've got to. First of all, people don't want to be helped, and so I'm not trying to help anybody. I'm just telling you what is good and what is not, and that's kind of a lonely spot to be at times, because most people in the world want the free lunch. How can I want to get this unicorn pressure washer for nothing. The freaking Active's still $400, $350. It's not free. It's not cheap. And it's really not great. It's just okay. It gives us good performance in a cheap box. And hopefully, because we've made some choices on some of the components, that it lasts a little bit longer. But it's still not great.
Patrick, who was asking about the Helen open house, says he's looking forward to seeing Helen and asking you dumb questions in person. I'll bring my A90 for you to roast. What's an A90? Is that
I don't know what that is. Is that a Kia? A90 car. Oh, or is it an A90 phone?
Or it could be a phone, too, yeah. He knows you hate on... Right, that's A90 car. Supra.
Yeah, Supra. Okay, I knew something.
Maybe he has a Supra and the A90 phone.
You hate Galaxy A90. Yeah.
LR says, I currently have 2 stinky light bulbs in my garage. I'm comfortable with wiring hot and line wires on my own. But how difficult is it to wire in some Cree linear fixtures? Mike sort of glosses over it.
It's not super hard. You just have 2 extra wires. You have the control wires, that's 0 to 10 volt section. So you need power to the light. So you need normal power, but you also need the 2 other leads. You need the the purple and whatever the color they have on there. It really doesn't matter what color. So you need common, ground, and hot or whatever. So you need red, black, and copper. And then you need 2 other. You can use Cat 5, Cat 6. You can use regular whatever. It doesn't have to be crazy. It could be 22 gauge wire, but you need that 0 to 10 volt extra wire. It's actually really simple.
Let's see here. How do Prima fittings, Mikey wants to know, compare to the OG Mosmatic ones?
So the MTM Prima stuff is shinier. So I think the finish is a little bit nicer looking if you prefer kind of a more polished finish. The Mosmatic is more like muted, kind of like more of like the German wrenches and stuff, where it has a more matte finish. The Prima, it's a solid 75% of the way there. And that extra 25% in performance and the quality of the metal and stuff, the precision of the Swiss manufacturing, you're paying a lot for that, 25% delta or so. The Mosmatic is going to feel a little bit more like click, like the snap click. The Prima is going to be a little smoother, so when you put it in, it glides in a little smoother. But I think the Mosmatic with the preciseness is likely why it feels a little better.
Let's see here. Matt D says, Chris, did you buy that House of Priest shirt just to match your blender bottle? No, but that's pretty good. I didn't even realize that today. Hey, Matt, I'm looking forward to the Snap-on and Sonic Tools video. Is that today? Is that yesterday?
I think so. I think it'll be up today, yeah.
Let's see. From Attention to Detail Spa. Before I found OG, I had an Aqualane gun, and last week my blue Cobra Jet sprung a leak, so I had to emergency switch back to the old setup. The difference between the OG spec gun and that one is insane.
So, again, the Aqualine gun is not terrible. They came to me first with that gun because they saw me making what I was making in the OG spec with my nozzle, and they saw, so this was Rob and Mike, who are both no longer with MTM, but the great salespeople, and they were concerned because they saw what I was making, and they saw what had come out, and somebody had in the MTM, so I think it was Rob, in the Italian catalog had seen those nozzles from the Aqualine stuff. And so they brought and gave me the Aqualine stuff first and said, hey, do you want to do this? I said, well, no, because it's not any good. We don't need T316 stainless. We already have the 304 stainless or 416L stainless and the SGS. The SGS triggers better. The gun's a little smaller. It's a little lighter weight. So why would you pay twice as much or 50% more for the hideous blue Aqualine when it has an inferior trigger, it's heavier, bulkier, the swivel isn't as good, and you're going to pay 50% more for it? Doesn't make any sense. And yet they brought it over here, and because I had the Mosmatic, they went to all the other retailers and then sold the Aqualine stuff. And so then all these idiots, it's a tell. It's an immediate tell. If you're selling Aqualine, you don't know anything about what you're selling.
Josh Allen confirms A90 Supra is what Patrick is referring to. Luca says, look at the Thursday Boot Company. So it's more of these kind of boots, not the cowboy boots.
It's too cheap.
Yeah. Only $200. You can kick it up a notch. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I could see some of those right there. Oh, man. Let's see. NYC MS3 says, "Hey Matt, I live in Port St. Lucie, Florida, in a modest house that has a 2-car garage. Do you know who I'd contact in my area to have running water and AC installed? Anyone in particular?"
Yeah, like any plumber is going to work, for the if you want to get water in the garage or something like that. And then AC, you'd call your look at like your local companies. In our case, be like Munns or Del Air or Kalos. And you're generally better off. It's not in every town, but I found that like the moderate size, the up and coming air conditioner people tend to be a little better than the and you can usually tell. I think a tell for an air conditioning company is check out Instagram, check out Facebook, check out their website. Like, what does their website look like? And chances are, if they're sharp, they'll know. You'll be able to tell that your website looks great.
All right, so we'll close it out on this since whoever that was, Frankie M, talked about the Snap-on versus Sonic tools. Mm-hmm. So the giveaway starts today.
Yep.
What's the deal with the giveaway?
Yeah, so you can digital entry only, so we're not doing any products on this one. Really, this is my exit strategy from the amount of money I spent on these toolboxes. I'm hoping people will help me out, and then somebody's going to get a freaking awesome toolbox. First place gets to choose which one they want. Second place gets the second box. I don't think you can go wrong either way, especially if you don't have great tools. And so the Sonic box will be loaded with Sonic foam inlays and some Milwaukee tools. The Snap-on box is going to be loaded with all Snap-on tools and tool grid. And the complete setups are similar. We're looking to try to make them sort of similarly priced so we can kind of compare and contrast. And I'm going to have a dozen or so videos over the course of the next month while I'm kind of working through. And the specs that are on there are actually going to be a little bit off because I still have some more Snap-on tools coming. And then so the Snap-on's actually going to be closer to like probably 45,000, something like that. So it's going to be pretty. That's retail. And then then we're going to just sort of talk about the differences between the two. And so the first video is me just overview of the boxes and my initial observations.
Yep, so that started today. It's live in the store, and there's an intro video in there, but like Matt said, we'll have more of that coming.
Yep.
Excellent. Bavarian Tune, was I the first to enter the toolbox giveaway at 12:42 a.m.?
Probably,
yeah. You probably were, actually.
Nice.
All right, well, thank you all for your questions. We will not be here next week because you'll be out in
Cedia. Yep.
Cedia. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, though, so hope to see you then.
Yeah, see you guys.
I thought Matt came up and did some